Hello, everyone, and welcome to U.S. Bank Stadium. It's our kickoff show presented by Axalta. Eagles insider Dave Spadaro along with Chris McPherson. Thrilled that you are with us. Thrilled that the Eagles are here for Super Bowl 52. It's been a long 2 weeks since the Eagles played the Minnesota Vikings, Chris, and won so decisively. We've been out here since Sunday, and it all comes down to today.
How are you able to keep the energy inside? I don't know how I've been able to do it all day long. It feels like it's been the longest wait. We knew we had to wait the 2 weeks. But to me, I think the Eagles have done a phenomenal job this week, Dave, of keeping their composure and realizing that this, first and foremost, is a business trip. It was great to win the NFC Championship. It was great to see the confetti falling at Lincoln Financial Field. But they came here to take care of business and to bring back the Lombardi Trophy to Philadelphia. It's not just about getting to the game.
Sure.
It's about winning the game.
And to win the game, the Eagles must defeat the New England Patriots, who, of course, are the defending Super Bowl champions, vying for their third Super Bowl in the last 4 seasons. Let's get you caught up with some news of the day. The inactive list is out, and only one fairly notable inactive is defensive tackle Destiny Vallejo. So the Eagles will go with 3 DTs. They'll play Brandon Graham inside. They'll play Vinny Curry inside. Nelson Aguilar active after that reported need for an IV with some flu-like symptoms. The Patriots, of course, all intact. Rob Gronkowski ready to go here. And the Eagles, we think, are very well represented here at U.S. Bank Stadium.
You better believe it.
We're guesstimating 8-1, 10-1. It has been very loud in favor of the Eagles during this program as the Eagles warm up here. Now let's get you caught up with what we believe are the major storylines. Chris, why don't you believe?
All right, I'm going to start with the Eagles defense. And I'm not going to get into Tom Brady, because the one thing I think and I expect him to do is get rid of the ball quickly to those backs out of the backfield. I'm looking at Deion Lewis. I'm looking at James White, Rex Burkhead. To get rid of the ball quickly, how will the linebackers tackle in space? Michael Kendricks, Nigel Bradham. Those are the guys I'm focusing on because they're going to get the ball to the backs in the flat. Can they stop them for limited yards after the catch to make sure that the Patriots have to matriculate the ball down the field? So the biggest thing for me watching the Eagles defense today is going to be the linebackers, how they cover, because the Patriots are going to try to get those one-on-one matchups. Can Michael Kendricks, Nigel Bradham, and Donnell Eller be in there? Can he and all those guys tackle in space to limit the damage by the Patriots running backs?
It's a very good point, and I'm going to focus more on the offensive side of the ball and quarterback Nick Foles in this moment. How does he respond after a tremendous performance in the NFC Championship game against the Minnesota Vikings? The stage here is a lot different. Nick Foles in his first Super Bowl, and he understands that the Patriots are going to come after him with a lot of different looks defensively, try to generate some pass rush pressure. He's handled it so well so far. Now we'll see what he does in Super Bowl 52. All right, let's go over to Merrill Reese and Mike Quick, some players that our broadcast team in the radio booth is watching today.
Who are you watching today?
My guy to watch is Fletcher Cox. I think you've got to get pressure on Tom Brady and affect his throwing. And in the middle is where you want to get pressure so he's not able to step up and effectively throw the football. We got to get Fletcher Cox moving in this game.
Boy, do I agree with you. Now, my player to watch, I'll pick the other side of the ball on offense. I think that Zach Ertz is going to be a key target. I think he can operate effectively against this defense, and I think he's going to be the target for some very important move-the-chains plays.
I like that.
Okay, Dave, back to you.
Thank you very much, Merrill and Mike. We know that you out there are going to watch the game on television and turn that sound down and listen to Merrill and Mike. Again, for Merrill, his third Super Bowl, which third time's the charm, right?
I would certainly hope so. I was wondering, does Merrill practice the Eagles win type of call, or is it going to be a natural, spontaneous moment?
Yeah,
I would agree.
We'll find out in just a few hours. What has it meant to the Eagles to reach this point? Well, let's show you.
To me, the Super Bowl means a chance to be a part of forever.
The biggest game in the world, but there's no higher game that you can play for.
It's everything I dreamed of since I was a kid.
This game is all about respect, and I feel like the only way that you get respect is winning that Lombardi Trophy.
country's watching. People in other countries are watching. I don't take them for granted. You earn what you get. It's win or go home.
This team can win it all, and that's what we expect to do. You know, there is nothing else. Super Bowl or nothing, man.
Dave Spadaro and Chris McPherson here at US Bank Stadium. We are live, the Eagles and the Patriots on the football field getting ready for this game. Chris, it's really been an extraordinarily long period of time, it seems, since the Eagles played against the Minnesota Vikings. We've been here in Minnesota since Sunday. Lots of media. How do you think the Eagles have handled the big stage?
I think they've handled it brilliantly, largely because that the Patriots have been here, done that before, okay? But you're looking at guys like Alshon Jeffrey, you know, Lane Johnson, offensive line there warming up, and we're going to showcase the warm-ups here over the next couple of minutes here. You look at the guys here, I think they've been loose, they've been relaxed, they've been allowed to show their personality, because this Eagles team has been fun to follow throughout the course of the season, Dave, with the touchdown celebrations and the way that the guys are having fun both on and off the field. And I think it's carried over, but not so much where you realize that they are overdoing it, that they are focused on the game, but they are comfortable in their skin. Doug Pearson, I think, has been great with the media. Nick Foles has been sensational. So overall, I think they've handled it quite well.
So let's talk about some of the matchups here. The Eagles, obviously, in the game against Minnesota, got the ball down the field. Alshon Jeffrey, 2 touchdown catches. Quite a contrast to the first game in the playoffs against Atlanta. The dink and dunk approach against the Falcons. The vertical game against the Vikings. You obviously want to mix in. There's a guy who wants this game badly. That's LeGarrette Blount.
Against his former team.
But from an offensive standpoint, Chris, do you throw the ball down the field?
I'm throwing the ball down the field. The Patriots have struggled all season to cover taller, bigger receivers. And I look at Alshon Jeffrey at 6'3", Zach Ertz at 6'5". Those are going to be mismatches there. Another guy I think is going to step up into the spotlight, Nelson Agholor in the slot. That might be the one matchup against former Eagle Eric Rowe that they can exploit the most. So Alshon's going to be tough on the outside. Zach Ertz will be tough to defend. But if you're looking for an X factor in this game, I'm going to go with Nelson Agholor in the slot.
It'll be interesting to see the approach. I think the Eagles believe that they are better at the line of scrimmage, that they will run the football. So the Eagles bring it up, their final pre-game huddle of this season. And I don't know if you can hear the crowd, but it is not deafening, but it is certainly very much in favor of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the offensive story, Chris. Defensively, it is about getting to Brady. It's about tackling in space. It's about being very secure. The 2 times that we've seen Jim Schwartz's defense really struggle, last year against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, this year Eli Manning and the Giants.
That quick game, that's going to be the biggest thing, is what did they learn from that matchup? And Fletcher Cox has been absolutely dominant in this postseason, and he's got to work to get up the field quickly. But it's not just about disrupting Brady. You've got to get the hits on him. You want to make him think about the pressure, because when it gets to the second half, that's when the Eagles have been perfect, almost perfect, not allowed a second half point in the postseason. But that's when Brady and the Patriots have been at their best in executing. So as we see the Eagles coming off the field, you can hear the crowd. But the biggest thing is not just disrupting Brady. They got to hit him and make him feel the pressure.
And there is Brent Selleck, his first Super Bowl, the longest tenured Eagle, feeling it, feeling the love from the crowd as the Eagles come off the field. Jeffrey Lurie, fired up as can be. Great job by Mr. Lurie at the Eagles pep rally yesterday in Nicollet Mall. And the Eagles will go into the locker room here. We are 40 minutes away from kickoff as the Eagles look to beat the New England Patriots and bring home the Lombardi Trophy. Chris, final thoughts?
Final thoughts, you mentioned a second ago, the Eagles have to win at the line of scrimmage. That's been their formula all season long. And look, there are people who have said that they have to play a perfect game. No, the Eagles have been the best team in the NFL, top to bottom this year. If they play even slightly below what they did 2 weeks ago against the Vikings, they should come out victorious. But
my final thought is this: the Eagles in this stage, keep in mind that you never have the Patriots down. Patriots have scored 0 points in the first quarter of 7 Super Bowls, and they've won 5 of those. So the Eagles need to play outstanding football for a full 60 minutes. We thank you for joining us here on our kickoff show presented by Axalta. Chris McPherson, Dave Spadaro. Make sure you're with us after the game as we bring you post-game coverage. The Eagles 60 minutes away from their first Super Bowl. Have a great Eagles day, everyone. Fly, Eagles, fly, and let's beat the Patriots.
Yeah.